Starting out with our wet set, these two rollers rolled forward at the front are two of the most important as they are what will be used as our bumper bang section.
Look at my curls!
There's so many things I like about you. I just don't know where to begin.
Oh, your curls are curling.
When you unroll them, you want to uncurl very carefully into ringlets. I'm starting off by styling the bumper bang section before I brush out the rest of the curls. Brush it into one smooth, soft unit and then do a little bit of backcombing at the base just to make it secure. I'm then spraying that with hairspray and smoothing it with my fingers to get rid of any flyaways. Now take your hair donut that you've cut in half or a hair rat and roll underneath, folding the corners in once you get to the scalp to create the iconic bumper bang shape. I'm then pinning it, starting by pinning the rat down to the head. And when that is nice and secure, you can spread out the hair and pin down any pieces to make sure that the rat is well covered from all angles. It really helps to get a hair donut or hair rat that is the same colour as your hair, so even if a tiny bit of rat shows through, it's not as obvious. Once you're happy with how it looks, you can spray with hairspray and smooth it down with your comb to make it nice and sleek. Then of course you can brush out the rest of the curls into whatever shape or style you decide. Moving on to makeup, I'm starting with a setting spray as my primer. And I'm using this E.L.F eye primer to make sure that my eyeshadow stays in place. For my foundation routine, I love to use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation and concealer for a nice smooth coverage. I just find that it works really well with my skin and stays in place. Now time to fill in my eyebrows. My eyebrows are darker than my hair because, in case you didn't know, my hair is not actually this beautiful blonde. I colour it, so I just like to use a nice neutral blondish shade to lightly define the shape of my eyebrows without trying to darken them too much so the contrast isn't as obvious. I use a colour from the Sleeping Beauty by Bésame palette, which is one of my all-time favourite eyeshadow palettes. All of these matte shadows are really beautiful and last a wonderfully long time. Then to sharpen up any lines, I'm using this Collection Incredibrow pen just to sharpen up any bits where the powder looks a bit fuzzy. Now for the eyeshadow, I'm taking a matte peach shade and applying that to my eyelid. Then going in with this Angel Heart palette from Revolution, also a great budget cruelty-free brand. I'm taking this bright coral shade. It is a matte, and I'm using an angled brush to apply that into the crease for a little bit of definition and a pop of colour. This will warm up the eye and really suits brown eyes. Then going in with the That's My Jam mini palette by Too Faced. These are great for travel. I'm using this rosy pink glitter shade and applying it with my finger to make it more pigmented. I'm going on the inner half of my eyelid to brighten up the eye and add some sparkle. It was a beautiful sunny day, so this really caught the light and looked very charming. I'm also applying this on the inner corner of the eye. Something that didn't show up very well on camera is I took a bright shimmering magenta shade and applied underneath my lash line in a thin line. This looked great in person, but you can't see it very well on camera. And I'm highlighting my brow bone with a matte cream shade. This accentuates the arch of the brow. For mascara, I'm using my Barry M Feature Length Mascara, which you saw in my last Get Ready With Me video. It's very wonderful. I'm mattifying my face with my favourite pin-up powder from Keux Cosmetics. I'm using my favourite natural face palette and the Pink Wink blusher, which smells of coconut, and I'm giving myself a nice flush. If you apply a little bit too much blusher, you can soften any harsh lines and take off any excess with a spare blusher brush. To add definition to the face, I'm using a combination of this matte and warm shimmer bronzer to slightly contour and enhance my cheekbones. And then to match the pink of the overall look, I'm using this Starlight highlighter, which is a shimmering iridescent pink, to highlight my nose and my cheekbones. Going in with the American Beauty 1945 lipstick from Bésame Cosmetics, which is a warm, slightly pinkish berry red shade. Of course, we have to accessorize with some pearls and a beautiful pink hair flower that I got from Lady B Loves, which is a fabulous local vintage boutique. And you are ready for a day at a vintage event.
I can't help but notice you coming down the street, smiling so dearly at everyone you meet. And I can't help but notice you throwing me a glance, a wink telling me there's a chance. I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. No other could enchant me, darling, like you do. 'Cause I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. Your sister says she loves me, wants to share my name. She spoke to Reverend Bixby, they've already set the date. So I'm working up the guts to tell her I'll never say I do, 'cause I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. No other could enchant me, darling, like you do.
Mama said idle hands are devils and you work all the trouble you get into. You got nothing better to do, you got nothing better to do. You got nothing better to do, you got nothing better to do, yeah.
I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes